I left Pokemon in 2024. After nearly 10 years of being a PokeTuber and making it my job, I just kind of fell out of love with the franchise. So why did I come back? Was it just for the money? This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Thanks guys, you're the go-goats. And if I really did fall in love with Pokemon again, how did I do that in a year where Game Freak released a sum total of 0 new games? What could possibly draw me back to the franchise? But what if I told you, in my year away from Pokemon YouTube, I played more Pokemon than any of the 10 years that I was doing it as a job. And I rediscovered what I loved about this game, and there is an unsung hero to whom I owe a lot. Another PokeTuber. I owe them, yeah, quite a bit. Just not my brand deal revenue, that's mine. Okay, but before I get to that PokeTuber, I have to talk about this PokeTuber. Me in 2023, saying goodbye to Birdkeeper Toby, deciding that that is the end of that chapter, and not knowing if this would be happening at all. I definitely wondered about it, and I did have a last good experience with Pokemon playing the Indigo Disc, a really cool and challenging double battle-like environment with lots to discover. I liked the Indigo Disc a lot. It's just a shame that it was locked behind a game that I hate to look at, dislike playing, and just like generally really put a bad taste in my mouth. And look, a lot of people feel the same. If you didn't, that's great. I'm really glad that you had a great time. But Scarlet and Violet, generally speaking, not for me. That said, a little bit of a side note here, the Switch 2 is giving them free updates, and I don't know, like maybe it's time to give them another go and see if perhaps by being immersed in the world of Pokemon and not having my immersion broken, yeah, maybe I'll feel like really integrated into the world of Scarlet and Violet and actually enjoy playing the Paldea games. That would be nice. I want that for myself. So yeah, I'm willing to give them another go, but that was not an option for me last year. I had to find a new way to like Pokemon, to fall in love with it again. And after a couple months break from the channel, not playing any Pokemon, I actually played a lot of Sonic Riders. Great game. I decided, well, my first instinct was to just revisit some of the classic Pokemon experiences that I like. Pokemon Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, maybe. Here's the thing though, while I was playing those games, and I did start making a little bit of headway into them, I've played them so many times before. Have I really maybe just outgrown Pokemon? Gosh, I mean, how many times have I played through Hoenn? Like 40 at this point? I can't just keep playing the same game again and again and again. But it turned out there was a whole new frontier of Pokemon games and 2 unsung heroes, including this PokeTuber. The first unsung hero, and I know any of you who have been playing emulators on your PC or on your phone for years, well done, good for you. The Delta app became accessible on iPhone. I'm an iPhone user, and so like this suddenly, just having this on my phone and playing Pokemon from my phone rather than like from a DS or from a Switch, great experiences to play them on those things. Super convenient to have it in my pocket as well. Just suddenly everyone who was in my social network who sort of had an iPhone was suddenly just playing Pokemon on their phone, and they were playing the old games, and just seeing that pixel art and like, I don't know, just everything looked beautiful on it. And then the other thing for my sort of ADHD riddled, TikTok conditioned Subway Surfer brain is that it had 2 times speed. I can play Pokemon in 2 times speed. I know these games like the back of my hand, so for me that's an enhancement. I can just zip through the games, make big progress, and suddenly I felt like, I don't know, I was already like really far into a run, much faster than I would be in a normal run. The whole video is not me just telling you about emulated Pokemon. There is, like I say, this PokeTuber that I owe a lot to, and the video isn't sponsored by the Delta app or the Subway Surfer. It's sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN have been a long-term sponsor of this channel, and they help make videos like my big lore breakdowns into Zygarde, and I've got the upcoming one on Mewtwo. They make these videos possible. They're also a virtual private network, which makes surfing the web on any dodgy ROM website a lot safer. Let's say you're traveling or out and about and you're wanting to connect to public Wi-Fi and you don't know who might be looking in. With top-tier encryption, that's stopping Team Rocket from getting anywhere near your data. But also they have over 3,200 servers in over 100 countries, meaning you can change your virtual location and access region-locked content. I'm in the Galar region, right? I'd love to watch a little bit more of Pokemon Journeys from time to time, but I can't do that because not all of it is in my region. Bish bash boom, change my region. Suddenly I'm more easily able to stay up to date with the rest of the world and do it safely. I personally use Surfshark VPN, and they've got this clean web feature, which means you can just surf the web and it'll track a block ad, track phishing attempts, malware, anything like that, and just let you know who's out there trying to get your data, while at the same time not monitoring, tracking, and storing what you're doing, so you get to surf the web with the privacy you deserve. And by teaming up with me, they're giving you a great deal. 4 months extra of Surfshark VPN for absolutely free. Click that link at the top of the description. They've supported the channel for so long. It's surfshark.com/birdkeeper or use code birdkeeper at checkout. What are you waiting for? Click the link, open up the tab now. It helps out the channel hugely and it helps you out by keeping you safe online. And thank you again to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. But okay, you want to know the Poketuber that I'm going to thank. And look, Game Boy Luke would kill me if I didn't mention that he was a big part of the relaunch.
That's what I thought, Toby.
He helped me hugely with both the teaser and just helping giving me some direction as to where I should go with Lorekeeper Toby. I'm truly very grateful.
Yep.
But the other creator, the one I owe a lot to, is someone I've never even mentioned before. I've never even spoken to before. Smith Plays Pokemon, who scratched the exact itch I needed by showing me the old Pokemon games I love, but in a new way. With his first triumph, Pokemon Yellow Legacy version. Now look, in all the years that I did Birdkeeper Toby, I never really touched emulated or modded Pokemon games. I wanted the Pokemon experience. I wanted to talk to you about the official Pokemon experience. But after playing Pokemon Yellow so very many times, to go back on my phone where the sprites are looking gorgeous and vibrant, and to just have a few crucial things tweaked, some balancing issues. Pikachu, the sprite art, the back sprite art, it is new, it's fresh, but it's also familiar and nostalgic. It just raised my eyebrow and made me go, okay, what else is going on here? And look, I don't want to spoil everything that's in this game. You should go and check out this game. It's really quite fantastic. But there's so many quality of life improvements. And when I got to Route 2 and I got for the first time a Poliwag and a Vulpix to add to my team, I thought, why have I never played Pokemon Yellow with a Poliwag or a Vulpix before? Why haven't they been part of my team ever? I got to explore Kanto in a brand new way and build up a team. And full transparency, this video was going to start as a My Pokemon Teams video, where I was just going to run through all the teams that I had used in my year off, because there were so many, because it didn't stop here. And in fact, this team was just 4 Pokemon. My Pikachu, of course, which was my starter, Vulpix, which evolved all the way up into a Ninetales, and Poliwag into Poliwrath. And the final Pokemon I caught because I was excited by a move change. Cut is now a bug-type move in Legacy Yellow version. And so, I went ahead and caught a Scyther because now it can actually, you know, cut things and be a powerful team member against Sabrina and through the Elite Four. My team of 4 Pokemon, Pikachu, Poliwrath, Ninetales, and Scyther, all in this classic sprite artwork, just got me excited about Pokemon again. It felt like my first journey, finally as an adult, but like I'm going back in time and going on that first journey for the first time once again. Discovering Kanto in a brand new way, so obviously straight after, I had to play Legacy Crystal version. And just like Christmas 2001, I chose Totodile as my starter, and I wasn't disappointed when I got to my first wild encounter in the Dark Cave. And I think it is a 5% encounter or a 1% encounter, Larvitar. And suddenly I thought, of course, I've never played through Johto with a Larvitar at the beginning of the game. How exciting. And then I fainted it with Totodile. So I had to sit there hunting and hunting and hunting for about an hour. And it was exciting. It was really great. I had something new in Dark Cave to hunt for. And sure enough, I got the Larvitar and it became a valued team member, along with a Zubat. And by the time I had back in Birdkeeper Toby in game, I had a Mareep on my team that was now a Flaffy. I had the Odd Egg. The Odd Egg had hatched. The Odd Egg, for those of you who don't know, in Pokemon Crystal version, you get an Odd Egg that has a bunch of baby Pokemon in, and they have a 1 in 16 chance of being shiny. So obviously I saved before getting the egg and did the shiny hunt because, look, I don't have a patience for shiny hunting. But 1 in 16, when you're able to run up and down through Goldenrod in 2 times speed, ideal for me. And I got a shiny Magby, and my team evolved and advanced. For Alligator, Tyranitar, Crobat, Ampharos, and a shiny Magmar, my Generation 2 team. It felt like I had really journeyed out to Johto after finishing Kanto, and it all felt part of one big new journey, different from all the journeys I had played previously. And yeah, I mean, this opened a door for me. Now, at the time, Legacy Emerald wasn't out, but I found my Hoenn fix as well in Sea Glass Emerald, which is a reimagining of Emerald version, but there's a couple twists. The sprite art is like that of the original generations, which I just love. I think it's such a good look for the games. My team in that was a Trico as my starter that became a Sceptile, which is part Dragon type, a fun and interesting little quirky change that kind of makes sense given Mega Sceptile. A Gengar, a Shedinja, a Yan Mega. I've never had the chance to play Hoenn with like Yan Mega before in that same kind of way. A shiny Manectric, full odds, just got a shiny Manectric, which was awesome. And an Ursaluna. I got an Ursaluna in Hoenn. And right when I was wrapping up my playthrough, I got a full odds shiny Groudon just after like 3 resets. And I had to reset because catching Groudon was difficult. Catching legendaries felt the way that catching legendaries should feel to me. It just, again, scratched the right parts of my brain. I did eventually play Legacy Emerald when it came out. My team there was a Swampert, a Grumpig, never played with a Grumpig before, Salamence, Cacturn, and Breloom. 2 grass types on the same team. What am I doing? I'm having fun. I'm immersed in the world again. I feel like I'm a Pokemon trainer on my Pokemon journey. And it wasn't just the games, and it wasn't just the spin-off experiences. I started a replay of Legends Arceus and just started having fun enjoying that again. In the world of the Pokemon cards, I was having a great time just going down to my local card game store and playing my Clorth Poison deck. I had a really cool Electrode Clorth combination going on, and then after that, Raging Bolt and Ogerpon. For those of you who don't play the TCG, you maybe should. It's honestly a lot of fun, and it allowed me to engage with the new Pokemon and with the official Pokemon franchise. Again, like, this is just something they've officially released, and still play into it because I was just falling in love with Pokemon again. Even in the space of collecting, like right now, I'm really excited about collecting the new Team Rocket cards, and I'm one of those people that I don't need like the English highest rarity PSA 10 version. I'm probably gonna get like some simplified Chinese versions of the cards because they tend to be cheaper. They're the same card quality. I think they're as good as Japan card quality. And some of the artworks are wow, just incredible. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna make like a Team Rocket binder that includes cards from all of the past Team Rocket sets. I am excited about Pokemon again, the official stuff and the unofficial stuff. And now I see on the Switch too, they're doing the GameCube releases of Colosseum and Gale of Darkness games that honestly, in my time as a PokeTuber, I sort of generally thought that the Pokemon Company were just like not talking about because they were sort of like the forgotten children of Pokemon, even though they have some of the coolest features. And I hope in their re-release, we see a community rally around them and just talk about how excited they are about these games. I'm not saying we need to get sequels, but we should broadcast the stuff we love the most to the Pokemon Company who give us the games that we end up getting. Because yeah, there's something to enjoy in every single Pokemon experience. And I know it's like the normal thing on YouTube, and I have done it myself, to just dunk on Pokemon, especially when games like Scarlet and Violet, for me, leave such a bad taste, but there's still so much there to enjoy. And so in reorganizing and repivoting into this Lorekeeper Toby, a big part of it is I want to show off the stuff I love the most in the world of Pokemon, official or unofficial. I like old sprite art and games that features it. I love the old watercolor style of the original Calssic Sugimori art. It's why all my thumbnails recently have been in that style, because it's just what I enjoy. And all my Fakemon videos that I'm working on, like the Fakemon sneak peek, new Fakemon, the Fakemon for all of these upcoming videos are in this style, because that's the style I think is the coolest. And I want to let the Pokemon Company know, if they watch this video, this stuff is worth looking at because your fans really care about it. They really like it. Or at least this one does. And that's what this channel, Lorekeeper Toby, is about. Being the home of Pokemon lore on YouTube, sure, but also sharing the love of like what I personally think is the coolest stuff in the world of Pokemon. And you know what? I'm going to say it. I'm excited for ZA. I wasn't so much when I was looking at the Switch 1 trailers, because again, it had that same kind of immersion breaking. It looks okay, but I shouldn't expect too much. And I don't want to get overhyped, but the Switch 2 version genuinely looks pretty amazing. And Mega Evolution is back, and the ZA Royale and the battling system are cool concepts. It's experimental and it's fun, and I don't know, maybe we're entering a time where finally we can be excited about Pokemon, whether that's about the official release or the unofficial stuff. Another game I gotta shout out here is Luminescent Platinum, which is a sort of mod of BDSP, which BDSP as a foundation has a lot of great stuff to work from. It just has a lot of things in the base game that kind of make the game not fun to play. But suddenly, or for me at least, suddenly with Luminescent Platinum, I'm doing things like catching a Hisuian Growlithe in the first couple routes. Hisuian Growlithe, a Pokemon that came out with Legends Arceus, which came out kind of side by side with BDSP, and I honestly always felt should have had the Hisuian Pokemon as like a little bit of cross-game promo, in BDSP. It would have made BDSP really fun, make me want to replay it, to just explore the region with these new Pokemon. How interesting that would have been. It would have just been cool, and here I see fans putting those ideas to life. Radical Red. I've started playing Radical Red for the first time, and I'd love to play it on stream sometime. I thought randomizers would break the immersion for me. Like, I don't know, finding a Charizard in a pond would be kind of like lame or something. Nope, actually just turns out to be super hype, so I'm probably gonna stream that sometime. I even played a little bit of Lockstin's fan game. He's got a demo for his Fakemon region. It's all super exciting. There's so many new opportunities out there. So whether it is with the official Pokemon stuff or the unofficial, I've been finding a lot more to love in the world of Pokemon, and that's what this channel is. Yes, it's a home of Pokemon lore on YouTube, because that is my favorite angle to view the Pokemon world from, and it is the area I have done the most research on. I want to share with you all the lore on any big topic. And again, this video is kind of a placeholder because I wanted to put out the big Mewtwo video earlier this month. That is like the complete lore of Mew and Mewtwo and the entire history there. And it's quite a bit longer than the Zygarde video that I did recently. And it's looking so good. And I want to do high quality videos like that. I want to share with you the stuff I love about Pokemon, including like classic Ken Sugimori style artwork, which is why the thumbnails are in the style that they are. Because I want the videos to be a vehicle for sharing with you the stuff I think is cool. But in the meantime, and to try and make sure there's at least a video a month to say thank you to the Patreons who support this channel every month, I want to make sure that there are also videos like this where I'm just broadcasting the stuff I love the most about Pokemon. Because what got me back, what Pokemon did right to win me, is make you passionate fans who share your love of the fandom and get creative with it. That's how Pokemon won me back to YouTube. And the brand deals help too. Thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this channel for so long that we're using the magical code BIRDKEEPER on checkout for your 4 months for free. That's surfshark.com/birdkeeper at the top link in the description. And thank you, Surfshark, for making those high quality videos so possible. Thank you for all the new Patreon signups. You are amazing. The Mewtwo video is almost ready. However, if you click the link on screen, it might take you somewhere else just for the first week this video is live.